Howdy folks, Nathan Adlin here with the Fast Lane Car. Jeep has brought us out to Canyonlands National Park to ride on the White Rim Trail in a 2014 Jeep Cherokee. And as you can see, there are lots of very beautiful and terrifying obstacles for us to traverse. I know they call this thing an arch. I still say it's a bridge. And why put the fat guy in the middle of it? I mean, this thing does erode over time. Eventually, this thing's going to collapse. No. Put the big guy on there in the very middle. Have him jump around. Freaking brilliant.
Nathan and I both took on the stunningly beautiful White Rim Trail. He was behind the wheel of a brand new 2014 Jeep Cherokee Trailhawk, and I was riding my Husky dual sport dirt bike so that I could be behind the video camera and capture what is perhaps America's most magnificent off-road trail. When people think of the American West, Canyonlands National Park is probably what they're thinking of. John Wayne and Clint Eastwood would be very comfortable here riding a horse. We were, of course, more comfortable in a small convoy of trail-rated Jeeps.
Howdy folks, Nathan Adlin here, coming to you from Moab, Utah. More specifically, I am on the White Rim Trail in Canyonlands National Park, and I'm following a convoy of Jeeps on probably one of the most beautiful and scenic routes I've ever been on. It's just painfully gorgeous. I'm driving a 2014 Jeep Cherokee Trailhawk. A majority of this trail is pretty easy, and you can do it even in two-wheel drive, although there are sections where four-wheel drive is very important. And in this case, I'm not really worried about it because I've already taken the Trailhawk off-road several times. And the Cherokee, even though it is basically a car, it's a proper off-road car. So what better place to take it than the White Rim Trail? And we're on our way towards the Colorado River. Map's probably upside down, sorry. So we're off on a fine adventure. This will be cool.
Our little band of Jeeps was made up of a Wrangler Rubicon, two Cherokee Trailhawks, a Grand Cherokee Diesel, and of course our guide's tricked out Wrangler and my Husqvarna dirt bike.
Roman and I are both here. Big difference is that I'm very comfy cozy in this Cherokee, and he is freezing his ass off on his motorcycle. He has a Husky, and he is probably about a mile ahead of us, and he's camping out with his camera equipment, filming as we're driving in this caravan. I think I got the better end of this deal.
I have to disagree with Nathan on this one. Have you noticed that a convertible is much more fun than a coupe, and that a motorcycle is much more fun than a car? There's just something about having less around you that makes traveling the White Rim Trail that much more fun. The 100-mile White Rim Trail starts at Island in the Sky and zigzags down to the canyon floor to gently kiss both the Colorado and the Green River. It was formed by the U.S. Energy Commission in the 1950s in search of uranium. Moab, after all, is an old uranium mining town. Most of the White Rim Trail is easy, but there are some difficult sections.
The Cherokee Trailhawk has a rotating dial that allows you to select auto mode, which I've been in for a while, snow, sport, sand and mud, and rock. Plus it has hill descent control button on it, and you can lock up the rear or put it in the four-wheel drive low. So it has all of this in the dial and the buttons that are actually in the dial. I don't think I'm going to need the four-wheel drive setting. I think auto will work just fine for this whole thing. As I said, it's not all that challenging, but it has been raining here recently, and we are headed towards the Colorado River. So one of the cool things about that is normally this area is pretty brown, but there is so much green that's just popping right now because of all the moisture they've received recently. So there's that, and then on top of that, there's the fact that we're going towards the river, and on the banks of the Colorado River, it gets very, very muddy and kind of nasty in certain spots. We may or may not be dealing with some pretty thick mud. So in preparation for that, I have switched it to sand/mud.
The beauty of the White Rim Trail is not how difficult it is, but how beautiful it is. I just kept waiting for John Wayne and the cavalry to come storming around every corner. It's no wonder that the local American Indians consider Canyonlands National Park a sacred place.
I love doing this. It's called Hogback, and quite frankly, this is one of the few spots where you actually need four-wheel drive. Well, I had a really good time on the trail, and now I'm done driving the Trailhawk, which was friggin' awesome. And now I get to drive the Rubicon, which is going to be no sweat.
Nathan, we got like another 80 miles.
Oh, I think I can do 80 miles in half an hour.
Yeah. Good luck with that.
Yeah, a couple hours, we'll get out of here. But, you know, it was a lot of fun. And, you know, the thing is with the Trailhawk, the clearance is great. The tires are fantastic. And it didn't bat an eyelash. I don't even think I really needed to take it out of auto all-wheel drive. But it just did great. Piece of cake.
Not as great as this, though.
Oh, come on. You're dragging your cold corpse out of here on that.
As always, it's
Nathan
and Roman behind the camera saying,
hasta la vista, baby. And don't forget to go to TFLcar.com for news, views, and reviews. Ciao. I'm on the switchbacks, heading down thousands of feet, actually, into the canyon. And it's one of the reasons why I'm not doing a lot of recording, because it's a really good idea to concentrate. Fortunately, the path isn't too terribly narrow, and the switchbacks are pretty easy to navigate. The problem is traffic coming the other way. If anybody's on a motorcycle, like, I don't know, that idiot Roman, I want to make sure I don't hit them. And that's what you really got to look out for, because when you're going through these blind corners, frankly, you just don't know what's coming up the other way. Being in a caravan really does help, though. And thumbs up for good driving, where you don't screw up your thumbs if you hit a rut. And I always motion to whoever's riding past me how many vehicles are in our caravan, so they understand, okay, there's 4 or 5 or whatever behind me. Yeah, that's me. Law and order all the way. God, this is so beautiful. I really wish you guys could be here. I really wish everybody who watched the Fastlane Car, which is, well, frankly, over a 250,000 if you mix up our Fastlane Truck channel with it. It's not bad. I wish you guys could all be here. Moab is so freaking awesome. Ah, gorgeous and fun.